Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we will be looking at the TRITRISIM GFX for MSFS 2020. In today's video we'll be looking at it primarily for the 737. So, everybody, let me show you. So, when you get TRITRISIM GFX, you will obviously have to install it, that's the first thing. Then once it's all installed, you will get this nice little pop-up in game, TRITRISIM GFX. And this is where you can select everything you want enabled in the sim. If you want a quick little preview of what everything does, I'm going to quickly tell you what everything it does. And then obviously I will try and show you as best as I can what these do actually look like in the sim. And then, so running through GFX is our website and preview. I'm going to sit down and walk through you now what each of these do. So, first off, we have engine cold and dark. Correction, engine cold start. This is the initial smoke and unburned vapor burn after an engine spool up. When you start up your engines, especially in like rainy, moisty conditions, the engine will push out some water, vapor, while the engine start. That's why it's called the engine spool up, because the engine is quite literally spooling up. Next one is thrust on rain. The thrust on rain, essentially, when you increase engine thrust, it will push the rain behind the engines, obviously backwards, or when you're doing reverse thrust, it will actually push it forwards. Water trails. These are dynamic water displacement trails carved by the landing gear across the wrecked runway. So essentially, as the aircraft moves forward, as it turns, it will leave trails of where the wheels have just been. Vortices. Powerful spiral vortices from flaps, wingtips, and trailing edges. So you'll see like little, I guess, little contrails, I suppose, coming off of different parts of the wing. So behind the flaps, wingtips. Onto the next one. Engine condensation. Thick moisture made for vapor spinning instantly inside the engine intake. So as you spoil up the engine on a rainy runway, your engines will have water spraying around inside of them. Wing condensation. Dense condensation cloud forming across the wing surface directly driven by AOA, speed, and humidity. So essentially, when you pull up, for example, as you can see in the real world, under certain conditions, you will actually see water vapor basically just coming over the entirety of the wing. Onto the next one. Wing fade. So essentially, in extremely cloudy conditions, the sim was quite good at, for example, you can see the inside of your engine, but the wing is faded out. Essentially, the wing fade kind of eliminates that problem. And obviously the contrails, the big one for this one. Best parts I've seen an aircraft at 30,000 feet is the contrails, because of how lovely they look in the sim. It looks a bit underwhelming, as you will see as screenshots on the screen now from previous fights that I have done. The sim's contrail it's there, but it's not perfect. It gets the job done, I suppose. And AI contrails. This is essentially just adding contrails and whatnot to AI traffic. If you fly with AI, then of course go ahead. I'm not sure if this was with FSLTL traffic, so if anybody knows in the comments, be sure to let me know and other people know whether this actually does work with FSLTL traffic, so like with VATSIM and whatnot. But so far, I only know it works with AI traffic in the sim. I will now be showing you some of the things that you will see in the sim. So first off, we're going to change the weather to rainy. So we can show you some of this. So live weather off, and I'm going to go for rain. And also for clarification, these planes are not set up nowhere near they should be for an operational flight. These are just set up just for the fun of it, I suppose. Right, so coming out of camera drone mode, let's test this. So, just going to make sure I'm gonna leave all the lights off. Yeah, I'm gonna leave all the lights off in the aircraft, so obviously you guys can see everything that happens. Okay. Because obviously the lights are a bit blinding, so I just want you guys to see exactly what happens. So, okay, so I'm going to roll these engines up to about 50, and then 100. So here's about 50. I'm going to go 100. So at 50, it's a little bit underwhelming. But at 100, now you see the effect. That is really cool. And that thrusting, pushing the water actually behind the wing, I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to do a takeoff, and I'm going to see if I can capture the wing condensation for you guys. So the smoke, or whatever you want to call it, coming over the wing. The best way I can describe it is smoke. So it doesn't like smoke, but it's moisture and water. So yeah, I'm going to do a takeoff for you. And yeah, let's go. So back and release. Brace released. Obviously these aircrafts are not set up. I've not got V1 or anything set up about that. It is just for purely testing. We are moving along. Put on that runway. Looking for a power 150. V1. Don't know why I'm saying it, but ready. I don't know if we're gonna see it. There we go! Yes! That's what we were looking for. This is something you do not get in the base sim. So that is amazing to actually see in the sim. This is my first time actually seeing the condensation, so I apologise if my reaction is a bit overwhelming, but wow, that's cool. Look at that. It does happen more when you pull up quite aggressively. I'm about 40-degree pitch there. I should probably put an arrow down. Wonderful. Now I'm going to speed ahead to about... We're going to go 30,000 feet. I'm going to speed ahead to 30,000 feet in the climb. So obviously I can show you guys the contrails in the sky. So, quick preview of me going away to 30,000 feet. Quick little speed, I suppose. And I will see you back in the flight deck shortly. So you guys join me back at flight level 300. We're going to go at Surya, and I will be showing you the contrails that are left behind. There they are. They are honestly incredible. So if you can kind of tell, they do kind of make a spinning effect as they come out of the engine. I know it's hard to tell because the clouds in the background. Let me just remove them. I'll trip back on live weather. Aircraft will get thrown around a bit. Right then. So let's actually have a look. So they are kind of making a spinning effect. Don't mind the engine the aircraft just doing this thing. But they're kind of making a spinning effect. I don't know if you guys can tell. Now, they do cost a lot of performance when you are zoomed in to like 100%. For some reason I can zoom into 96, completely fine. But when you zoom to 100 camera zoom, your game's FPS does drop. It could just be a problem on my system. Obviously, in general, the performance is... But yeah, there is the comparison of these two. I'm putting a side by side right now of the normal sims versus, and then on the left side is what you will be seeing in the sim, and the right side is what you'll be seeing from screenshots I've taken previously. Anyway, I'm gonna go now and show you a landing to try and capture the vortices that obviously come off the wings, the flaps, and whatnot. Okay, so you join me on approaching to East Midlands.
Don't sink.
I'm just gonna hold it there.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay. We're gonna go and try to get us to work. We have the cinematic mode. So cinematic moisture. I'm gonna try and just get the moisture in the... I believe that should just be it. If I'm correct, that should make these wing vortices spawn. On play. There we go, yes. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. It is working. If we go back here now, we adjust the AOA. Okay, there we go. You can actually see it now. I can actually preview it to you. There we go. Here we go, look, that's it from the front view. I apologise again, it's not my game lagging, it is Sky Dolly. So it will keep freezing and looking awkward. That is just a quick preview of the Vortices on the 737. This is apparent for every aircraft, as you can see on screen right now. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little preview of a GFX for MSFS. If you have enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. Join my Discord linked in the description below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.